Hey everybody, how's it going? I gotta be frank and get this out of the way. This is the fifth time I'm recording this podcast. Obviously, they're all different because you talk for 20 minutes and then an unknown error pops up, and obviously, you can't recite the exact same shit you were talking about. But this is the fifth time that I'm in an attempt to make this podcast. So, first and foremost, welcome to the podcast. This is Parchie's podcast. Podcast with Parchie, whatever you want to call it. And this is the first one, hopefully the first of many. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time. Actually, one of my original ideas when I first got my channel was to do a gameplay slash podcast merge, which was to play like one of my favorite games, do the storyline, and then like each episode I would just do a voiceover and have a podcast. That was the initial idea. The problem with that idea was I would have an hour-long video and I couldn't speak for an hour. It was just too hard. And I would often get sidetracked by watching the footage because as someone who genuinely likes games, I couldn't not pay attention, and it just didn't work. A long story short, it didn't work right. So I ended up cutting it out and never doing it again. And who knows, maybe I will do it again in the future. You never know. You never know. But first time around, it didn't go well. This time around, I'm keeping it simple. No video, no pre-script, no key topics written down, no background footage of any kind. It's just me and the mic. And I wanted to do this because I'm envious. I don't want to say envious because that sounds like I'm jealous or something. I'm not. I love Bill Burr's podcast, and I love that he has years upon years of podcasts that he can reflect on. Granted, I would like more than just podcasts for my YouTube channel, which I obviously have, but a podcast to me seemed like a crucial thing to have because I just love it so much. And let me tell you why. Growing up, I used to love listening to talk shows on the radio. On my way to school, I didn't really care for music in the morning because who the fuck wants to listen to music as soon as you wake up? But I loved listening to people talk. I loved the talk shows. And it was always interesting to hear people's perspective on certain topics, or to hear, whatever's happening in the world with something that wasn't so serious but not so lackadaisical. So with that, I've, always held the idea of having my own podcast and treating it as a radio show. And here we are. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you leave some comments so that way maybe I can bring them up in future podcasts, or maybe I'll come up with a thing like Bill does, and I'll have an email that you could sorry, I'm getting brain. I'm excited by what I'm about to tell you next. Maybe I'll do like Bill does, though, and I'll have a thing set up where you can email me and I can answer some questions, because those are my favorite podcasts by him, is when he takes, one, the reads. I love listening to him read the advertisement, but two, reading the emails that his fans send in with their problems, and, he gives his input. I love that. Absolutely love it, and I would love to do that. Now, what I was excited to tell you about is I wrote to Bill Burr today. I wrote an email to him. Can you hear that? Sorry, what is that noise? Is that the computer? There we go. I don't know what the hell that was. But it's gone now. So, I wrote into Bill Burr today. I'm excited to see if he's going to read it. I'm really looking forward. I'm hoping he's doing it right now, because tomorrow's Thursday. So his new podcast should hit sometime either late tonight or tomorrow. I don't really pay attention to that much. I don't know if he does it the night before or what, but I know he does podcast on Thursdays and Mondays. I don't know if he does podcasts on any other days, but I know he does Thursdays and Mondays. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr. I'm just checking in on you. This is the Thursday just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. I fucking love it. But now I've got my own, and hopefully, I make many, many more. Another reason that I wanted to do this is I thought it was therapeutic, be by myself and just talk out loud about things that are going on in my mind throughout the day and speak out loud about it. Because a conversation that you have in your head compared to a conversation spoken aloud is two totally different ways of perceiving a conversation, And I know everyone has experience with this where you think something and it makes just the most sense. And then you say it out loud and you're like, what the fuck was I talking about? It's like, what? Why did I even think that? So I thought it could be fun to air out some shit or to just talk about stuff that's going on in my life. And, self-reflect and listen to the video myself. That way I have another podcast to listen to while I'm going to work or while I'm at work. Anyways, enough about why the podcast is here. Let's start with the podcast. It only took 7 minutes to do it, but here we go. So, recently I started watching the Chicago Bulls and the Michael Jordan documentary that's on Netflix. And I gotta tell you, man, it's got me excited for sports. I'm ready to fucking watch basketball. I even looked when the season starts, which for those of you that don't know, it starts December 1st. I did not know that, obviously. And I can't wait to watch it, man. After watching that documentary, it just got me so pumped, man. It got me wanting to fucking play sports again. I haven't played sports in 10 years, and that's not an exaggeration. That's not a spitball number. That's a fucking factual number. I have not played sports in 10 years. Since I was 14. I'm 25. So, it's been 10 years. It's crazy. After watching that documentary, I went to Walmart, picked up a basketball, and I went to the courts. And, I suck. All that time has not been well for me. I don't think it'd be well for anyone. But, I love the challenge. I didn't realize how much of a workout it is, man. Holy shit. Am I just getting old? Am I finally getting old? I hope not. I really hope not. But, I just shot hoop by myself. Well, Norma played for like 10 minutes. But we were there for a little over an hour. And most of the time I was just standing in random areas, shooting the ball. And, when I missed, I'd run after it. That's all I did. So it was surprising when the next day I was super fucking sore, which was yesterday. And I'm still sore today, 2 days later, believe it or not. My whole torso hurts. When I cough, I feel pain, like all throughout my torso. And in some places on my arms. I guess that's from like overextending, like when I shot and it would bounce off the rim and jump up and extend to try to catch the ball before it flew over your fucking head and you gotta run after it like a Neanderthal. Or if it was, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's probably what it was. It was really bizarre to me that my torso is sore. But anyways, I was sore after shooting a hoop. Then that's the point. That's crazy. I wonder how I'm going to be after like a week. Am I going to adapt? Am I going to get fucking swole? Am I going to become the big guns? What do you say to me, buddy? I'm curious how it's going to go. I'm definitely going to stick with it. I'm excited. I've been having a lot of fun. To be honest, I've been thinking about it like I feel like a kid again. I'm like, oh man, when I get out of work tomorrow, I'm going to shoot hoop. I'm going to go play with basketball. I've been thinking about getting a mitt and a ball too, to play catch with Norma, because I don't have anyone else. And I hope she's up for it. I don't know about that one yet, though. I'm going to talk to her about it first before I just do it. Because, not that girls can't play sports or anything, but she's a girly girl, okay? She does makeup, and she likes to take pictures. She's not, a sports person. Her idea of sports is, let's buy these nice shoes and play tennis. And then we go to the tennis court and she doesn't even know how to hold the racket. True story. That happened. But she was on the court with me, and I was passing her the ball, and there was a couple times, I just chucked the ball to her. Not like a fucking asshole, I obviously knew she wasn't gonna be able to catch it if I like fucking drilled it out of her, like some people do. You used to call that a bullet. If you remember that As a kid playing catch, you'd fucking throw a bullet with the football or with the baseball. It's like, it's lethal, bro. It will fuck you up. Ever get hit in a suplex with a fucking football at maximum speed of a 14-year-old kid? It doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm telling you right now, it's a lot. It hurts. It hurts. About knocked me the fuck out a couple times. But I chucked the ball to her. Like, by chucked it, I didn't underhand it, and I didn't bounce it. Okay, but I didn't, bullet the shit either. And she was scared. She was scared. Sorry. Let me get a drink real quick. My throat's dry as fuck. Oh, it's delicious. Carbonation. Anyways, I chucked the ball to her. She was scared of it, and I was like, "Damn, I gotta be easy. This is a woman." Not once again for you fucking feminists or people out there who are like, "Oh, women can do it." Shut up. You get what I'm saying. I shouldn't have to defend myself. So what I'm worried about with baseball is playing catch. I know I'm gonna want to throw the ball hard. You know what I mean? Because that's like the fun part of playing catch is fucking really letting that ball go. You know what I mean? And I just got a feeling she's going to be scared. She's going to be scared of the ball and probably end up getting hurt. And I'm going to be a fucking asshole. And it's all going to be my fault because I bought the fucking ball and the mitts. So maybe I'll talk to her first about it. But I would really like to do that. As a kid, I loved playing catch. Not even so much the actual game of baseball. Because to be honest, we never had enough people to play. Well, we did. But they never wanted to. We always had to play football or basketball. It was never like, oh shit, we actually have enough people for a full day. Let's play some baseball, guys. Let's go. And there was always like 65% of the people were like, fuck no, I don't even like it. But yeah, I'm getting into sports again. I even found myself after we played basketball that day, came home and I'm skimming Amazon, which I've never bought anything off of Amazon. I just thought that it should be shared. It's pretty rare that you hear that these days. I work for Amazon, which is pretty funny. But I'm skimming skateboards on Amazon instead of going to like ccs.com or Skate USA, whatever the fucking sites were when I was a kid that I used to, troll. So I go to Amazon and I'm looking at these skateboard decks and I was like, wow, I'm looking at skateboard decks. You know how long it's been since I've skated? I mean, there's been some spurts here or there because skateboarding was probably the biggest thing or the most persistent thing I did growing up. I've always skateboarded. You know what I mean? Granted, there are some year gaps in between, but that's the most consistent thing I've done. So I'm looking at these skateboards and I'm thinking, man, this looks nice. This looks good. I'm feeling like a kid again. And it was crazy how many new companies there are. Bamboo and Trouble and God knows whatever else. And it's just a good feeling. I was like, wow, like I have something more to look forward to than getting home early so I can make my lunch and get to bed and get enough sleep for work the next day. Adulthood sucks, man. It definitely sucks. Something that none of us wanted to conform to. None of us wanted to take the path of working or whatever the case. Or maybe some of you did, I don't know. But I didn't. And here I am having to do it. And it sucks. It really sucks. And I'm hoping one day I won't have to do it anymore. But in the meantime, I'm going to find some new hobbies because I really enjoyed playing basketball and looking at skateboard decks. I'm thinking about skating again. And that's just something I'm looking forward to. And none of it would have been possible had it not been for the Chicago Bulls. And I feel like I keep saying Bulls. Chicago Bulls and the documentary that's on Netflix. That and Bill Burr always talking about sports in his podcast and me having no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Because while I played sports growing up, I never watched them. I never cared to. It was always boring to me. It was like, why am I going to watch this? I can go outside and play it right now. That's way more fun. But now as I'm older, my perspective changes. And it's like, well, I get sore after shooting a couple of hoops. Maybe I do want to just watch the game because, I can put myself in there mentally and get into it. So I'm going to watch basketball season when it starts. And the one thing that I've been dwelling on is who's going to be my team? I'm from Florida. Am I just going to pick Miami Heat? I think there's a team from Orlando too, but I don't know their name. Look at this. It seems like I'm doing a fucking Bill Burr podcast right now. I'm just talking about sports the whole time. But, I mean, that's what's going on in my life right now. This whole, these last 3 to 4 days, that's like all it's been. I watch an episode of Netflix on the Michael Jordan documentary. I go to the basketball court, I shoot some hoops. I go to work and I come home. That's all I do. Oh, you know what? That's not true. There's actually two other things that I've been doing. Playing games, obviously. And I made another episode for my Game Informer Breakdown. Issue 326. 326. So, I just shot that last night. I have to edit it, and I need Norma's help because she's a far superior editor than I am. And then this podcast. So that's what I've been doing. And for gaming, I've been playing Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. And what else? Devil May Cry 5. Those two. So I've never been one for Final Fantasy. Growing up, I never cared for it. And to this day, I've never even gotten a quarter of the way through a Final Fantasy game. But Final Fantasy VIII in particular is special to me because growing up, that's like one of the games my brother, played all the time. And when I wasn't outside doing sports, if I had to be inside because it was too late or because it was raining or it was a sick day or whatever the fucking case, I would just watch TJ play games. And Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, Zelda. I think that's why I don't play those games today is because I got my fill of them watching him play. I don't know, that doesn't really make sense. But they're special to me because of that. They're special to me because my big brother played those games. And Final Fantasy in particular because of the soundtrack. Zelda too. But the soundtrack is so phenomenal. Like I bought it 2 days ago and I'm sitting there playing it and I started falling asleep. It's like muscle memory to the brain, man. When I was a kid, I did the same thing watching him play that. It's a great soundtrack. It really is. But now that I'm old enough to actually understand what the fuck is going on and not just listen to the music and watch a battle here and there, I want to see if I do like it. And I figured that was a good place to start. Rather than starting on, I don't know which one they have today, fucking 16. There's so many of those games. Assassin's Creed and Final Fantasy, it's just overkill. Maybe it's not. If you're a fan, then you love it. But for me, it's just dude, it's excessive. You know what? I can't even say that. It's totally hypocritical. Because God of War has a ton of games. I think there's 6 or 7 games. And Ratchet & Clank has a fuck ton of games as well. And I love both of those. And I can't get enough. Oh, Call of Duty too. Call of Duty has a ton of games. Listen to me. What a hypocrite. Fucking piece of shit. That's everyone though. I don't want to hear it. Everyone's a hypocrite in some way or another. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to cut it there. We've been going for a little over 20 minutes, which I did not expect I'd be able to do. Not bad for a first podcast. So I don't have a time, a schedule of when I'm going to do it. Bill does his, Mondays, Thursdays, and I think Friday. Monday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know. I don't remember his dates that he does it, but I know Monday and Thursday for sure. Maybe it's only Monday and Thursday, but I feel like it's 3. And it doesn't matter. I'm not doing this so I could be like Bill. He just inspired me to have my own. And there's other reasons at play, which I've already explained. I don't have a schedule yet, but I'm sure I will eventually. And that's it for now. That's all I'm going to do. So we'll see. I'm going to at least do one a week. I just don't know when or what day, especially because with my work schedule, I don't know when I'll have the time or if I'll want to do it with the little bit of time I do have. I definitely will, but I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will see you in the next podcast. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a good week. And, yeah, man, I hope everything's good with everybody. Make sure you leave a comment down below on some interesting topics that you like or something. Maybe I could look into them and we could talk about it in the next podcast. Until then, keep it easy, stay cheesy, shake it twice, and don't let your meat loaf.